1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the Paycast Network. You may know, if you're a loyal Paycaster, that's what I'm calling our watchers and listeners now, that we have done a couple episodes that I called one-on-one agent spotlights. Well, you may also know, if you watch those episodes, that I was still kind of workshopping the name one-on-one agent spotlight, and I have decided on the final name, which is one-on-one spotlight. And I have decided on that because my guest today on my one-on-one spotlight is Adam Niec from Rate Tracker, and he's not really an agent, but I'm very excited to have you on for our one-on-one spotlight. Adam,
Same here, man.
how are you doing, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. We've been trying to get this together for a long time.
Yeah.
So I want to set the stage a little bit and explain why Adam is on here, and why we're doing a spotlight, and why I've changed the name specifically for Adam. And that will be the name going forward, by the way. No more agent. It's just one-on-one spotlight. Adam, if you are in our merchant services credit card processing space, you know who Adam is. Unless you are like under a rock or new or don't have Facebook, you know who Adam is. And if you are not, Adam has made a name for himself in this business, and this is my opinion, not only because he's active on Facebook and Rate Tracker is successful and he's at all the shows and he meets a lot of people, but I think we're in a space where there's sometimes people aren't the most genuine people in the world, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. I think in any space, and I say it all the time on the show, anywhere where you can make a lot of money really fast, you're going to get some bad apples. And part of the reason we started Paycast was to elevate the industry and show off the people that we think are doing it the right way. And I think that's why you have the name and the brand that you have in this industry. It's not just because you post all the time. It's because the things that you post and the way that you communicate with people, the way that you talk to people and help to people is always very genuine, and you can tell right away from the moment that you meet you. You can tell, and everybody knows it, and that's why you are who you are in this industry. And for the people that aren't in the industry, that's also why Adam is here. He has a very successful business for all of those reasons I just mentioned.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that, man.
Thank you, man.
That means a lot.
Yeah. So, like I said, we've been trying to get this together for a while. Adam, founder, CEO of Rate Tracker. We did an episode on that is either out or will be coming out soon. Go watch that. He's also on a Facebook episode, entrepreneur episode. What else will be? Roundtable episode. He's on a bunch of episodes. So go check out all the episodes with Adam. But today we are talking about you as a person. We want to tell your story. So a thing that I like to ask successful people in a space that isn't like you're an astronaut or a zookeeper. So you're successful in merchant services, right? Was that the little kid dream? Was that what you told your third grade teacher you wanted to be when you grew up?
No.
Okay.
No, I wanted to play in the NFL.
Yeah, and you did play football.
In college, yeah, in high school too.
Okay.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts on, like, how did you get into, obviously you're very successful in this space. It wasn't what the plan always was. So how did you get into where you are now?
So one of my good friends growing up came to me with an idea when we were in college, and it was a really cool idea. You know, it sounded really awesome in theory. And the idea was to make it easier for consumers to access loyalty programs at their favorite businesses, right?
Okay.
So back in the day, it was you want to join the sandwich shop's loyalty program or the ice cream place. They give you a piece of plastic that you put on your keychain or in your wallet. And before you know it, like if you're a loyal shopper and you're getting perks and all that stuff, your wallet was like a big mound of plastic with all these cards. It was inefficient. And so a buddy and I tried to solve the problem of that entry. There was a barrier to entry to either download an app or get another plastic piece on your keychain or whatever wallet. And we said, hey, what if we just used a card that was already on you? And we started it with your credit card. So like you could use your credit card as a payment device and a loyalty card that could be tracked across all different channels, or not channels, different retailers and businesses that used our platform. And after learning about this industry, I realized like I don't want to deal with card data because a breach would be very detrimental. So what we did was we switched it to the ID, your state issued ID, your driver's license. And learned a lot about like what was on the mag stripe and how that worked and everything. It was pretty cool. I got like real technical with it, and we built a platform that supported that. that a business could offer their own unique rewards platform, loyalty campaign, whatever, and you as a consumer could access it wherever our businesses were, our merchants. And the idea came in college. We kicked the idea around, and like typical, early on entrepreneurs, we failed because number one, we didn't take action. We just kept like thinking about like, oh, that's such a great idea. Like we really should try to make that work. Whereas what we should have done was like build a beta model, put it into locations, see what happens. We ended up doing that. It took like 3 years though. And we did it with our own money. We built it with a friend who was an awesome software developer, and it worked. We had it in 16 locations. Some of them got it for free. Some of them paid us monthly. The first paying customer was a golf course that I actually already had as a processing client. And he wrote me a check for $300, and I have it framed. It's on my desk at work because it was the first check that I ever received as an entrepreneur, with a legit product out there. And I don't even think we had a terms of service agreement.
Wow.
It was one of those things, dude. We bootstrapped it. So we kind of just like moved forward. And then between the idea of when my friend had the idea and we brought the product to market, I had graduated college and I was like, I need a job. So I went on LinkedIn and I looked for sales, work from home, small business, and I found a large payment processor that offered merchant services, all kinds of things, and then loyalty programs. And I was there for like 2.5 years. We got the product, like I sold that, learned the industry, did well. I decided to resign from my job, go all in on the business. It was called ID Rewards, and then came back a 1.5 months later and just got right back into selling. After I realized
selling merchant services.
Yeah,
right?
selling merchant services. After I realized that it wasn't going to pan out the way I wanted it to, and like in that 1.5 months that I was out, I referred a bunch of business over to my dad, who actually worked for the same company. Okay. And he closed the deals and all that stuff, and I was like, that's awesome. Like, but wait a minute though, like I should have been closing those deals. So, and after right around that time, I got engaged to my now wife, and I just kind of had that like moment where I'm like, I don't really want to do this. I love merchant services. I love small business. Yeah, it sounded like a cool idea in theory, but the execution wasn't there. And then also like the market kind of told us that we weren't really solving that big of a problem. The difference with that concept in merchant services is like, you need a processor to run your business. You don't need a loyalty program. So it was a tougher sale. And maybe there was a way that we could have like piggybacked the two and made it like a tandem sale. But I kind of realized like, what was I passionate about? What did I want to do? I had just proposed to the love of my life, and she said yes. So I got to make money, right?
Yeah. And now you really have to make money.
Yeah, dude. And so came back to the industry, and then from that point, I got promoted, and then I had a team of reps on my team. And then a couple years after that, I resigned from there and launched my own ISO. And it definitely like I didn't even really know this industry existed until
Nobody does.
Yeah, dude.
Nobody does.
You think it's kind of like just like the card brands, like or some sort of like magical thing that happens.
Yes.
But it's amazing what goes on behind the scenes so that people can pay with their phone or card or whatever. Yep. And it truly makes the world go around. And I've learned to love it more and more each day. And everything that goes into it, it's so cool. I love the game.
Yeah. So. You know what I realized, Ian, and it must just be because James hates trivia so much. I have trivia for Adam. I just forgot to do it again, I guess, because James isn't on here. So we're going to go back to the beginning real quick, and we're going to do this trivia I got, because it is specifically for you.
Oh, man.
It's Ohio-themed trivia.
Oh, God. All right.
Cleveland specifically.
Okay.
So if it wasn't so specific, I would skip it, but it really must just be James hates it so much, so I always remember it when he's on. All right, let's do these, and then we'll get back to Adam. Adam is from Cleveland, Ohio, so this is about you.
Perfect.
Kind of.
All right.
Cleveland, Ohio was the first city in the world to install what common traffic safety device in 1914?
The traffic light.
That's it. Mm-hmm. Did you know that, or is that a guess?
I did know that, yeah.
Do you know where it was?
It was Public Square downtown, I believe.
Might be. I have a street name, but that might be.
What was the street name?
Euclid Avenue? Euclid Avenue and East 105th Street.
Okay, so not Public Square, but Euclid Avenue. That's actually where Stephen Morris was just talking about. That's where he lived when he was in Cleveland for a
Really?
year. So yeah,
Shout
funny.
out Stephen.
Yeah,
for
shout
the
out
program.
Stephen.
That's cool. Okay.
Yep, that's
All right,
cool.
My other one. Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, 2 high school students from Cleveland, created what iconic superhero in the 1930s?
Superman.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
How about that? It's better than James. Okay. So I want to go back to you told the story of how you got where you are, but a lot of people that know you from social media, you post about your business, but you also post about a lot of other things. You post about family a lot. You post about motivation a lot. Tell me how much of your time and your brain power goes into the things in your life that aren't Rate Tracker.
Man, that's a great question. So my main goals in my life are to be the best husband and the best father that I can be. So my wife and I have 3 kids with a baby on the way. And like, it's cool because those are my most important callings, right? And running a successful business is a part of both of those things,
Mm-hmm.
right? I just really love what we're doing, and it's like my other kid, you know,
Yeah.
like I see my business like that. It's growing up so fast, and
Yeah.
you know, it's been challenging out of the gate but like now we're 4 years in and it's really starting to take shape, and it's cool because it's become much bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, so a lot of what I do in the business is dictated on those 2 principles, because those are my priorities. And, you know, I definitely am very excited about what we're doing, but I also know that like showing up for my wife and showing up for myself and my kids is like the most important thing. And so, doing good business is how I was raised and like what I value. And so that just fits into those things because I want my kids to work in the business when they're old enough,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I want my wife to, you know, feel as though she's supported, right? And for her to be on board with all my crazy ideas and
Mm-hmm.
the things that we do. And you know what, man? Like the story of like entrepreneurship, like it's not easy. There's ups and downs. There's all that, you know, crazy things that happen. You know, the nice thing about our business is that one of the main byproducts of it is recurring revenue.
Yep.
And I think we all need more recurring revenue and income. And it's a beautiful thing to create, but sometimes it's not easy. And I think that when you approach each day with like, what are your goals for the day? What's your plan? What are you going to do? If you do that long enough and you stick to it and you do the things that are leading you to your desired outcome, your definition of success, then good things will happen over time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I've always approached it, and how I always will.
Something that I think that I admire, and actually tell me if this is completely wrong, but a way that I like to think about whatever your job is, whether you own a business or you're in sales or whatever it is, people that are successful often spend a lot of time and mental energy on whatever their business is, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times I think people will fall into this, my business is the most important thing because it provides for my family, right? And I think if you have that mindset, the family part can often take a back seat.
Yeah.
But in my mind, yes, the business supports the family, but if you don't have the family, what's the point of the business? You're just doing it for yourself. And I think you probably think the same way. And at least from what I see in you, that's also the way you think. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's that way for sure. I mean, there's seasons and there's times where, you know, there's things that I need to handle in the business, but like I make it a point to be home every day at 5, shut it down, be with my kids, you know, dinner time, bath time, bedtime. And some days there's things that happen that require like additional attention or my time and energy. But like my wife is very, she's amazing, and she gives me grace, but like she knows, like we have it scheduled, like my business is scheduled around my family.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't, like, she understands like the amount of pressure that I'm under and like the things that go into like making this thing successful. But like as the business grows, we just turned 4 in November, like I'm not needed as much in the day to day. I get my hands dirty and I'll help wherever I can. But like a lot of it, it's beautiful because like I've worked hard for this to be a thing, but like my team is very amazing. Like we've got great people, and I don't have to be involved in everything anymore. I trust them. It's a crazy thing to like let go of like your baby, what you build as an entrepreneur, because it's like handing your kid off to a babysitter.
Right.
Things are probably going to be fine. It's all going to be good. And like the thing that I realized is like most things can wait till the next day. And I'm going to make sure that I take care of my family, my health, you know, all that stuff first. And if I do that, then when I'm working and I'm at the office, I will be as productive as I can be. Yeah. And also like get what I need to do during that day, and I won't waste time. Right. So I think that owning a business, it's very easy to slide into the like, oh, I need to provide. Like that's just one of the things that you do for your family. If you're a father or husband, provider, protector, partner, parent, and play. Those are the 5 P's for your wife or your husband, right? Yeah. And, you know, provider's just one of them, right? Yeah. Like, it's so easy to get into that mode of like, oh, I'm just going to work all the time. Like, well, don't, like, I want to be with my kids. I want to, like, play catch with my 4-year-old son and do crafts with my daughter. And, like, some days it's like, all right, I got to focus more of my attention here, but I can balance it out because I truly own my time. I own my schedule. And if the business takes a hit from that, so be it. Right. You know, I'm not going to miss out on these years because you don't get them back. Right.
Did you have, so your, maybe rules is the right term, but you're like, it shuts down at 5 o'clock thing. And I'm sure there's other things in your life involving your family that is like okay, this is how it is, this is a rule or whatever it is. Yeah. Did you kind of always have those, or were those like, okay, no, I have kids, I'm learning to do this, or was like a work in progress, those kind of guidelines? Like I don't have kids, I don't have a wife, but I'd like to at some point. Yep. And as I, grow in my career, I'd like to learn from people like you so that I don't make I just spent a whole week at the office and I didn't see my family in however long. Yeah. So like I'm interested in how those kind of guidelines for your life came up. Like were you prepared for that? Like did you have that written down somewhere? Or did it just kind of come along?
It just kind of happened. So we like I sold for the company for 5 years and 2 months, started an ISO with 2 partners, ran that for 2.5 years. It did not work, and then we restarted from scratch brought most of my team with me in November of 2021. And then, but like probably like in the early years within the first ISO, we launched that company when my wife was like 5 months pregnant. And so that was a crazy thing, like knowing there was a baby on the way and leaving that like cushy job where I had, it
security.
Was, I mean, it was 100% commission, but I had the residual built up and, it was just so easy to be successful there. But we made the leap of faith, and like it took 9 months for me to get my first paycheck from the company, but it worked, right? And when our daughter was born, she'll be 7 now in July, which is crazy. Probably like a year in, like my wife kind of made the suggestion of, hey, maybe like what you could do, because dude, I did the 16-hour days, I did all that, right? But the cool thing about my wife is that she wants me around. She like
that is cool.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think some people use their business as a way to like escape their family. But
Philip Rivers.
Yeah. Oh, does that what happened? What do you mean?
I mean,
did he
he has like 12 kids and then he came back to play for the Colts.
Yeah, this year, right?
Yeah, there's 12 kids at home. So
I knew that. I mean, that's pretty sweet though.
Might be what he was doing.
Yeah, for the Colts, right?
Yeah.
How did he do?
Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's old. He's like 41, right?
I think he just did it because you get the insurance again after 5 years after the NFL. You lose the insurance,
the pension or whatever.
Yeah, or the insurance.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah, 12 kids. That's expensive.
I think he played again. He's like, there's 5 more years of insurance. But yeah. Move. Anyways,
yeah, it's. I'll say this, like, she makes like there's days where like I come home and I'm still at work, right? Yeah. We all do that, but her level of discipline for herself and how she runs the home and she works out every day And she's 5 months pregnant again now with our fourth. She still works out. She still does her thing every day. She will until 8 months or 9 months pregnant, whatever. She's nuts, but in a good way, and I really respect that about her. And so she that's her expectations for herself. She holds me to the same expectations for me, and I love that. We truly elevate each other. Like I married a unicorn. I'm the luckiest guy in the world, really. But also, like, I've done the work to build the business up so that I can shut it down. But again, like, right now I'm definitely in a hustle phase or a sprint because I got a lot of things I want to accomplish before the baby comes in May, which is like 4 months from now. And so, like there might be some days where I wake up early on Saturdays and Sundays and I put in like 4 hours before anyone wakes up, or, late at night or at weird times. And she's gracious right now, but like I know, and she knows, like when the baby comes, I'm going to take some ample time off because dude, like it's so important. And
that's
I
a
really,
lot of kids, man.
Yeah. 4. Yeah. I mean, I really value that. And like, it's cool because her level of expectations has just forced me to become better, right? Like I know that if I'm at work, I'm at work, and when I'm home, I'm home. And if I waver from that, one side suffers, right? And so I just do my best to be where my feet are and be the best I can be in that moment. And she's basically forced me to be successful and productive, but in a healthy way.
Yeah. How much thought? So you are the CEO and founder of a successful company. You have a wife, 3 kids, a 4th kid on the way. You're a young guy. How much thought, if any, have you put into a legacy that you plan to leave? Whether it's professionally, with your family, with friends. Like, do you think about that often at this point? Yeah,
man, for sure. Because I think that's how I'll be remembered. Right? And it's not just, I think my legacy is my kids, right? And like, they see me dedicated to Rate Tracker, and they know a little. They're 7, and the oldest one is going to be 7 in July, and then going to be 5 in June. So, and our youngest just turned 3 yesterday. But
happy birthday!
Yeah, it was a great day, man. Didn't go into the office.
Nice.
But and so, like that's my legacy. That's my true legacy. In the business side, I'm building my business so that it doesn't need me, and I want to like continue to build myself out of a lot of the things that just go into building an ISO and being successful. And it's cool because that's actually what moves the needle and brings things to light, you know, and like, again, I have a great team and we continue to expand internally, externally. And, the legacy on the business side, big goals, big aspirations. And, people have asked me before, like, oh, do you like, would you ever want to exit? Would you ever? And like, no, I mean, obviously there's a price for everything, I've jokingly said, like, if somebody offered me $100 million, I would take it today, We're
going on that cruise.
Yeah. Right. I'll come with you and Kermit. Yeah. Depending on what the terms are, obviously, but, not of the cruise, but of
the cruise is happening.
Yeah, that's regardless. Yeah. Although I've never been on a cruise, that kind of freaks me out a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can talk me into it. You're a good salesman.
Will. Oh yeah. Come on, Florida.
Yeah, to the Bahamas. I would
do
that. That's a quick back and forth. We're not gonna be like out in the middle of the ocean where I would.
We'll see. Kermit's driving.
Oh God, Jesus. So, but it's. My great grandpa started it was a little machine shop on the west side of Cleveland. And that was in 1922. And then in 2022, we celebrated 100 years of being in business. My mom worked there. Her siblings, my cousins are actively employed there. I worked there during college breaks and summers and stuff.
Yep.
Mainly doing like manual labor, steel-toed boots and glasses and, in the ear, what are they called? Earplugs?
Yeah.
And dude, I thought that was so cool because like I got to grow up in a family business environment where
that's
like
awesome.
It was like generational wealth, like my parents did well. The business was thriving and it still is. Tough times, like, throughout the 08 was really tough.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of challenges, but like, how cool is it to build a business that lasts that long? I researched it at the time that in 2022, it was the summer. At that time, there was less than 1,000 businesses in the United States that were more than 100 years old. 1,000.
Damn.
And there's 30 million small businesses? Because in our culture, it's a lot different than like other places in the world. people build a business to then exit, get paid, and
Yep.
then go do something else.
Yep.
Cool. That works. Like, again, there's a price for everything, and maybe that's people's goals.
Yep.
But like, I learned that there's a construction company in Japan that was founded, still active today. It was founded in the 1400s. So think about the level
Jeez.
of, like, first of all, you have to have an amazing, incredible vision
Yeah.
with awesome standards and values that not only last like 1 or 2 or 3 generations,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know, 50 generations?
And
or
have
how-
to be instilled in your family, not just the
yeah,
business.
Yeah, that's the legacy part,
Yeah.
right? So like, imagine if you make $100 million and then your kids grow up trust fund babies and they get
Yeah.
everything handed to them and stuff. Like, is that really, I mean, you gave them a lot of money, probably, unless you donate or do something else with it. But like, I think that like passing on real wealth is passing on principles of being healthy, taking care of yourself, being a good person, doing good business, elevating other people.
Yeah.
And that's where my legacy and my goals truly lie. Because, you know, what good is it to make a ton of money but have like a very hollow life? I
Right.
don't want that.
Right.
I want to be around my family, my friends. I look at my business as my family too.
Right.
My team, like it's amazing, and I'm very grateful for what we've been able to do and build so far. And I still feel like we're just getting started.
Yeah, like if you go on that cruise by yourself with just money, that won't be fun. But when you take Kermit and I,
Yeah, that'll
it's
be
gonna
fun.
be really fun.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Adam, thank you again. As always, this was great. We've been trying to get this done for a while. Like I said, go watch all of the other episodes that we did with Adam, and I have a feeling this won't be the last time that
Yeah.
you're on the Paycast network. You're a friend of the show now. So thank you again, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Paycast Network.